NCAA qualifier. Even though he might not be, the go-to, he shows that he can go out and put together victories for the Hawkeyes.
Joey Cruz, a junior from Fresno, California, transferred to the Hawkeyes after 1 year at Oklahoma. We're underway here at 125 from Iowa City. 10th ranked Jory Volk coming off a 4-1 sudden victory win over 16th ranked Nicolas Rivera of Wisconsin last weekend. Joey Cruz in on a shot. Nice re-attack there from Volk.
Good, nice little setup there. He got Volk stepping to get to that sweep single. Can he finish it? He has the leg elevated.
Volk trying to hang on. Now Cruz has to go to work him to the mat. Early action from the unranked junior.
This is what I talked about for Joey Cruz and why he's can step into the lineup and be dangerous for the Hawkeyes. As we see some defense there. Wow. From Jory Volk.
Jory Volk able to stay out of that trip single from Joey Cruz. Now Jory still trying to hang on and avoid the three-point takedown toward the edge of the mat. Joey still pushing, and they will step out.
There's some good defense there from Volk to get his leg back to the mat. Almost got Cruz out of position. And they work out of bounds, and now they get to go back up on their feet, which is, after that little flurry, is where Volk might want to be.
Now, what did you see from Joey Cruz there? Again, he was an NCAA qualifier a year ago, but no longer the go-to at 125 for the Hawkeyes. What did he do there in that first flurry to give himself a chance at 3 points?
Absolutely timed the step from Volk perfectly to hit a beautiful sweep single to that right side. And sometimes that's all you need. You don't necessarily need to tie up. If you can time your opponent's steps with your shot, you'll see what you got there with Joey Cruz.
As for Jory Volk, of course he is the favorite, 10th ranked in the country at 125. What's made him so good this season that's put him in the top 10 at 125?
It's his ability to wrestle consistently. As we see him drop down to a leg, he's in deep on that single. He gets the leg hooked.
Joey still hanging on to that foot of Jory. There's the 3 points.
But it's wrestling like that. He's stayed consistent. He lost to number one Nick Bazakis, or former number two now, I believe, Nick Bazakis, in sudden victory. He took one of the top-ranked individuals that far and has wins over other top-ranked wrestlers at 125. The inconsistency is where, he's dropping matches to those lower or unranked individuals. But if he can stay consistent, no matter who he steps out against, Jory Volk will be somebody to watch come March.
Joey Cruz trying to avoid being turned for back points. As the first period expires, Jory Volk a 3-0 lead after the takedown with under 60 seconds left in that first period.
Both wrestlers got to their shots early. Jory Volk's the only one able to finish. Good offense in the first period from both these wrestlers.
Second period, Jory Volk chooses bottom.
You saw Joey Cruz scooping that ankle with his left leg, looking for a high ankle ride. What he needed to do there was try to elevate it up and pressure Volk forward, but Volk able to work himself out and get an escape.
Jory Volk, a senior from Lakeville, Minnesota, spent his first 3 seasons at Wyoming before transferring to the Golden Gophers this season. 2024 All-American, finished 7th place, 2-time national qualifier, was the Big 12 champion in 2024 as well.
He's an impressive wrestler. Like you mentioned, that Big 12 title, that year saw him earn his only All-American honor he's had in his career so far. And Jory Volk's looking to try to get back to it. As we see Cruz pressuring on the edge of the mat. You can see the ref telling Volk action, but this Hawkeye crowd wanting to.
Well, there's some action for Jory Volk. 3-point takedown after the Hawkeye fans wanted to stall. But he extends his lead 7-0 for Minnesota.
Nice little back trip he got there to knock Cruz off balance and able to just keep pressuring into him to get the takedown.
Now Jory Volk building on that riding time. And with short time here, Joey going to have to really go to work to try and get back to his feet and save a point.
He's got to peel that grip off of that left wrist. Does a nice little wrist roll out of that. And as we've seen a lot this year, Jory Volk going to the tight waist and a claw, as that's going to end the second period.
Jory Volk another takedown, and he extends his lead to 7. As we prepare for the third period, Joey Cruz will choose neutral. Now what does Joey need to do here in this third period to try and claw his way back into this match?
He had tremendous pressure on the edge of the mat in that second period, but what he needs to find is that sweep single or a shot. Even if it's not the sweep single, he's got to set up a shot and get to his offense, similar to how he did from the get-go in this match.
I was going to mention, he had a good attack there early on in the first period. Got to the single leg quickly, just wasn't able to finish.
He's doing a good job of trying to get Volk to move. He's also throwing in a couple fakes there, as we see an attempt at a ankle pick to no avail. But Volk is doing a good job of avoiding the stall call by circling and not just walking straight back. He's doing a good job of circling. And then there's a shot that'll delay any potential stall calls as it is offense.
Jory Volk doing a good job of letting the clock run here in this final period as well. Joey not able to find any clean shots yet. And once again, like you said, Volk circles back, center of the mat. Cruz trying to find any opening with under 40 seconds left in this third period.
At this point, being down 7-0, you almost got to try to take Volk feet to back and hope you can get a fall out of it. I mean, if you can go feet to back, you get your 4 plus, you would get your 4 near fall plus the 3 takedown, so you'd at least maybe force overtime. But with riding time now locked up, it seems far-fetched.
Under 10 seconds remaining. Cruz running out of time against Jory Volk, who will pick up his 17th win of the season. Jory Volk for the Minnesota Golden Gophers secures the 7-8-0 major decision win.
Big bonus point win there to start off for Minnesota, getting the major decision. As we see this replay here, Knight, reaches with his inside leg to get the trip, knocks Cruz off balance, gets the takedown.
It will be Chris Cannon for the Minnesota Golden Gophers taking on 9th-ranked Drake Ayala. Drake able to get back into the win column last weekend against Nebraska, one he desperately needed.
He looked great last week against Nebraska. He looked like the Drake people have been wanting to see in his matches against Marcus Blaze, against Evan Frost, against Ben Davino even. Look for him to try to keep that momentum up here in this one.
I mean, what really impressed you about that win against Van D? I mean, 12-6 victory for him. He had been through the ringer, facing a lot of really tough ranked wrestlers. But in that one, Drake Ayala technically picked up an upset win against Jacob Van D as he's in on a shot, double leg, wrapped up, 3-point takedown for Drake Ayala.
That's what impressed me. He gave up an early takedown in the first, ended up being down 3-1 at the end of the first period, came back, got to his offense, and ended up getting that decision win, all those points. It's Drake's offense that impresses me the most about Drake.
Chris Cannon for the Minnesota Golden Gophers, a 7th-year senior, wrestled at Northwestern. 2-point reversal for Cannon. And he's got a lot of wrestling experience under his belt as he goes to work on Ayala.
That was a very quick reversal. He tried to throw legs in, but Drake was ready for it as he gets the escape here.
Cannon started his career at Northwestern, where he wrestled for the first 4 years of his career, then transferred to Michigan, only wrestled once there, then went back to the Wildcats for a year, and is now with the Minnesota Golden Gophers in his 7th year.
7th year. I mean, you've heard a lot of that with wrestlers who are here around COVID. You know, you have your Olympic red shirt, you have your medical red shirt, and then you have that extra year of eligibility due to COVID.
You end up being able to really put together a career. Drake Ayala has the single leg, trying to find the second. He does, trips him up for a 3-point takedown.
Beautiful knee pull there from Drake Ayala. Ends up bringing it into a single leg, then doubling off for the double to get the takedown. And this is the Drake people have been wanting to see throughout this season. Wondering where this Drake has been. Between last week and now even tonight, I think that Drake they've been looking for has finally arrived. Chris
Cannon laid out on his stomach, trying to go back to work. Would love another reversal if you're Cannon. Was able to put together a nice flurry after the first takedown to score some points. But Drake able to fight right back and extend his lead.
That reversal was so quick. I missed it. I just saw
blink of an eye.
I blinked, I look up, and Cannon's on top getting a reversal.
Look at this turn from Ayala. Can't quite finish it off as the first period expires. But a great first period for Drake Ayala as he continues to look like the Drake Ayala we're used to.
Looked like Cannon was trying to go for an attempted Granby there. Drake almost caught him flat on his back, but good mat awareness from Cannon to roll through belly out so that way you don't give up any more points.
What does Cannon need to do here in this second period to kind of shorten the score before the third?
Have another quick reversal like he did in the first one would help, or a quick escape, and then finding your offense. We haven't really seen many shots from Cannon so far. All the offense has come from Drake. So if I'm Chris Cannon, 1, getting out from underneath immediately, 2, finding my offense, as we see a Granby roll there from Cannon to get the escape, making it 7-3.
Good sprawl from Drake, spins around, but the referee calls it off. And they're going to ask for the trainer to come out and take a look at Cannon. He is hurt.
I wonder if it looked like he grabbed his head on it, like immediately afterwards. I don't know if they bumped heads as Drake was trying to go around, or he caught a knee here. See what happens.
Well, it's before he tries to spin around.
Looked like it was on that shot attempt is what it looked like it was. He might have took a knee straight to the dome, or it could have been something because you saw he had his ankle up in the air. Could have been something with his legs very well too, but we saw him grab the head. That's where I gravitated to first.
Well, now, Coach Eggum asking for the coaches to give him a little bit of time here. And they're going to put Drake on bottom here.
So because
of that injury timeout.
Because of that injury timeout, Drake's going to get a choice. He's going to choose bottom, and he's going to go probably get an escape out of this, if not a reversal.
Cannon looking to put on a ride. Ayala back to his feet. Tripped back down by Cannon.
Cannon looks like he likes to throw legs in as we see that left leg in with the claw. Look for Drake to elevate that leg and back pressure into him if he can.
He's got the leg back to his feet, has Cannon floating in the air, but Cannon stays heavy on the midsection. Draws him back down. Ayala back to his feet, ripping the hands of Cannon off him, picks up the 2-point reversal.
Absolutely stellar wrestling from Drake Ayala. getting the reversal. It looked like he was trying to maybe get more as he had Cannon suspended in the air.
Right back to work. In on the double leg. Works him down to the mat. Got to let him get back to his feet. There's the reversal. So they didn't give him the three-point takedown because Cannon never broke free.
Separation is what you're looking for there with the two wrestlers. We've seen it in Ayala's match with Zan Fugit a few weeks ago. But because he didn't break that space, that's why there was no 3 awarded.
Ayala back in on the single leg, trips him up for 3 more. Drake Ayala will not be denied tonight.
He is putting it on often and early as we see that riding time now going over a minute as they go off the mat. Drake Ayala up 12-4 over Chris Cannon.
And he's putting on a clinic right now. Able to score at will. Chris Cannon will go down after they stepped out of bounds with 20 seconds remaining in this second period. What does Chris need to do to stay out of tech fall territory or major?
I don't want to say wrestle defensively because that doesn't make for a good match for anyone. But he has to try to limit the offense of Drake Ayala. I mean, it's been hard to do. We've seen Drake get into multiple takedowns and multiple shots. As we can hear the crowd wanting a stall call here near the end of the second period. You can see Drake trying to chop that arm and Cannon just kind of holding steady there.
Go neutral. Ayala right back to his attack. Nice slide by. Flips him over. Cannon's able to roll through and dances around the attack from Ayala. Right back to work. Dances around the ankle pick.
I don't believe they gave Drake the 3 for constant motion.
There's the stall on Cannon. Ayala, 3-point takedown. Cuts him loose. He was looking for a tech. Back to the single leg. Edge of the mat wrestling. Drake Ayala looking for some big points for his team. 3-point takedown. Kept his toes on the mat. And Drake Ayala putting on a scoring clinic, exhausting the scoreboard.
He has been absolutely relentless, and this is what we've wanted to see from Drake. Crowd getting a little upset because they feel like Cannon's taking his time to come back to the center. As Drake lets the ref know, escape, so that way they go neutral again here.
Here's Cannon trying to trip up Ayala, and they're going to call potentially dangerous. Ayala slides by again. 3-point takedown. Drake Ayala, tech fall over Chris Cannon.
Absolutely beautiful offensive wrestling from Drake Ayala. Getting back in the win column last week against Nebraska, and now a bonus point victory, tech fall win. I think it's safe to say Drake Ayala might be back.
And you better watch out if you're wrestling in the Big Ten, because when Drake Ayala is on, it is hard to stop him. Tech fall win, and the Hawkeyes take the lead on the team score 5-4 over the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Through 2 matches, the Hawkeyes lead the Minnesota Golden Gophers 5-4. Tonight we're in Wrestletown, USA, Iowa City, known for their wrestling. They've led the nation in attendance for 18 seasons in a row, and last year averaged over 13,000 fans per home match. This place was built for wrestling.
Just a couple thousand short of selling out, like
averaging sellouts.
Averaging a sellout, yeah. I wonder if wonder how close Iowa wrestling would be compared to Nebraska's sellout streak.
We don't need to start that debate live on Big Ten Plus. Now to 141. This is one of the marquee matchups of the night. 11th ranked Nasir Bailey for the Iowa Hawkeyes, and 9th ranked Vance Vombaur. And early on, Nasir Bailey needing an injury timeout, and I think his finger might have gone out of place and is somewhere where it's not supposed to be in his hand, and he's not even going to look as the trainer puts it back in place. But this is the matchup to watch. Both of these wrestlers incredible in their own right. Nasir Bailey, a junior from Park Forest, Illinois, two-time Pac-12 champion when he was with Little Rock, two-time NCAA qualifier, and for Vance Vombaur. I mean, the accolades go on and on. Two-time All-American, finished 8th as the 6th seed in 2025, earned All-American honors at 141 as the 26th seed in 2024, and was named to the second team All-Big Ten a year ago. What are we in store for here at 141?
Vance Vombaur brings firepower to the Minnesota Golden Gophers lineup. As you previously mentioned, two-time All-American. Two of his 4 losses this year, though, have come to number 1 ranked Jesse Mendez, both bonus point losses. He gave up a loss by major decision and one by tech fall. But he has 4 wins in his last 5 matches, with 2 of them being bonus point wins, both of them being major decisions. He knows how to go out and score points. And that's what, if I'm on the Minnesota coaching staff with Coach Eggum, I know he's going to be an absolute offensive juggernaut.
Nasir Bailey getting his fingers taped up on his right hand, and he will head back out on the mat. Vombaur will go down after the injury timeout. And we're ready for some fireworks here at 141.
Should be a very intriguing matchup. You know, like I said, it appeared Nasir Bailey had Brock Hardy taken down on the edge of the mat. At least the Iowa coaching staff certainly thought so. But an unsuccessful challenge ended up dropping that match to Brock Hardy 1-0. But Nasir Bailey showed he can contend with the top 10 wrestlers.
Bailey still asking the coaches about his finger, and he looks like he's in a lot of pain. And the referee saying, hey, if you're going to ask for another injury timeout, we're going to have to talk about it one more time. And I think Nasir's going to try and just wrestle through it. Oh, something is not right with Nasir Bailey's finger.
No, not at all.
And Matt's side, I mean, we can kind of see it when he's walking over to the Iowa bench. We are right next to the Iowa bench, so we can see it pretty well. And one of his fingers doesn't look like it's in the right place.
No, it does not. And, you know, that goes to the toughness that we hear from Tom and Terry Brands. You know, a Hawkeye's not going to come off the mat for anything, you know, they don't think is serious.
So what's the conversation here now? This is the second injury timeout for Nasir Bailey. What does this mean for Iowa to keep in mind if they want to make sure they don't forfeit this match?
You got to do something with that finger because you only have a finite amount of injury time. And if it's, once you run out, you're done. And that would be an injury default, and that'd be 6 points to Minnesota.
Which would be a big swing in this match. So they're going to give 1 to Vance Vombaur. And he will go down again. Out of the injury timeout. Bailey putting on a nice ride. Vombaur able to roll through and get back to his feet to take a 2-0 lead. Now Nasir's really going to have to work through that finger issue, as he's already down 2-0, in large part due to the injury timeouts.
Indeed, it doesn't look like he wants to use that hand as much as he normally would want to. Vombaur trying to get Bailey moving.
Now, if you're out there and you're Nasir Bailey, of course you're dealing with some pain, but how do you keep your mind off that and just focus on wrestling?
I would say if I was Nasir Bailey, I would feel the feeling of winning trumps the feeling of pain. You have to go out there and get to your offense that we've seen him get to with the likes of Brock Hardy and who we saw get a takedown on Brandon Davis to get the lone win against Penn State. You got to push that feeling of pain to the side and focus on offense and getting to it.
Yeah, that win against Brandon Davis, the only one for the Hawkeyes against Penn State, a 3-2 decision win. A massive upset for Nasir Bailey, but then end up falling to third-ranked Brock Hardy of Nebraska last weekend in a 1-0 decision. Looking to get back in the win column here tonight.
Looked like he was behind Vombaur there for a moment, just can't capitalize on the positioning.
Vombaur coming off a loss to top-ranked Jesse Mendez last weekend, but then bounced back a couple days later against Carson Exford of Wisconsin. Picked up a major decision win against the Badgers.
Outside of his losses to Mendez, his other two came against Northern Iowa's Corey Land, who recently suffered a season-ending injury, I believe, and he also lost to 20th-ranked Julian Tagg, as we see a single-leg shot here from Vombaur.
Trying to pick it up and drive Bailey down to the mat, but Bailey able to spin around. And they're going to stop action there.
Time was out. Clock was done, so it's
gotten to a pretty good attack, and Bailey's just trying to muscle his way through this injury.
Like I said, you got to put that pain to the side and find a way to get points here now, being down 2-0.
Vombaur able to spin out and leads 3-0 over Nasir Bailey. And this is a big match for both of these wrestlers, so closely ranked at 141. Both of them have some big wins this season against ranked opponents.
It's a good measuring stick match when you also factor in, Brock Hardy. You got Joey Oliveri of Rutgers, Jesse Mendez. All of these wrestlers. And Brandon Davis is still a top wrestler here at this weight. When you think about come first week of March, we got Big Tens in State College. It's a good measuring stick to see where you rank in your weight class for conference as well as nationals afterwards.
A stall warning against Nasir Bailey. He's going to have to go to work. Again, fighting through that finger injury. Vombaur in on that single leg, trying to drive forward. Bailey hangs on to the right leg of Vombaur. Vombaur can't find the other leg of Bailey, continuing to spin around edge of the mat. Still working his way back toward the mat, and a three-point takedown for Vance Vombaur as he takes a 6-0 lead.
That's what you want to see if you're the Minnesota coaching staff, getting to the offense, putting up the points. Vombaur out in front of this one as he works down the riding time now.
.20 seconds left in the second period as they step out right in front of the Minnesota bench. And Bailey's going to take his time, stretch out that finger.
Bailey's got to find something from underneath. I know the pain of that finger must be excruciating, but you still got to be able to work through it and get those points that you need to win the match.
And even taking the 1,000-step foot back for the Hawkeyes, they've had a lot of injuries this season. A lot of athletes have to take some time off to recover. The last thing you want to see is your 141-pounder go down as well. Second period expires. Vombaur leading 6-0. But what would a win for Vance Vombaur here mean for his season at 141?
Well, in his career, he has a losing record against the Hawkeyes, so this would actually make it 500 against Iowa wrestlers. But it would actually bode very well for him, win against while he might not be top 10, a top 15 ranked individual definitely bodes well. As we see here, they're going to give Bailey the escape. Looked like he had the leg up in the single for a reversal, but only gets the escape out of it as he drives Vombaur off the mat.
Oh, Nasir getting to an attack. Despite the pain, trying to wrestle through and pick up an upset win over Vombaur, but you're absolutely right for Vance. Even for him, it wouldn't be considered an upset win against a guy so closely ranked in the top 15. Only bodes well in your resume getting ready for the Big Ten tournament, and of course looking even further down the line with the national tournament ahead.
Absolutely, and you see Vombaur, even though he's up by 5, he's still stalking Bailey, trying to find some offense. He's not just going to let Bailey dictate the pace. He's going to stay on the offense.
60 seconds remaining at 1:41. Here's a shot from Vombaur. Got to give credit to Bailey, staying out there and trying to wrestle through this. He'll at least save the forfeit points, but there's another stall against Bailey. That'll give a point to Vombaur.
He needs to stay on the aggression.
There's an attack from Vombaur. Bailey playing defense, picks up one leg. Vombaur, though, flattens him out for 3 points.
Got a high thigh ride with that left. Looks like with that left leg he's got, trying to, I don't know if he's just trying, Vombaur's just trying to hold on right now because he knows he has the major locked up.
It looks like that is what he's going to do with 3 seconds left. Vance Vombaur, a massive ranked win for the Minnesota Golden Gopher as they retake the lead on the team score, a ranked win for the redshirt senior.
Vance Vombaur getting out, getting to the offense early. And if you're an Iowa fan,